up? It's another Autumn Blue review, and today I am doing a review on the Matcha green tea powder. And I wanted to review on this because this is really great stuff. I used to drink a lot of green tea, and I still drink a lot of green tea. I was drinking it for the antioxidant value and also for the fact that it increases your metabolism, so that should help with weight loss. And while it does, I discovered matcha powder through a friend recommending it. She used to actually get it from Starbucks all the time, where they would take a few scoops, dump it in like either some cold or hot water, and shake it up, serve it. This is literally a powder. If you can take a look here, it's a nice, very green powder, and it's way more potent in the fact that it has antioxidants and amino acids, but it's just super potent though. So much more so than the actual green tea, because green tea, like the tea bags, is usually just the leaves, you know, chopped up or whatever. But this is literally like, matcha is supposed to be like the whole plant, the stem and the leaves grounded up or whatever, and it boosts the metabolism the same way the green tea leaves would, but a whole lot more. The other cool thing is the energy value. Now, green tea will give you energy, but the matcha, I feel like it gives so much more energy, but I still feel calm, but I don't feel hyper, and that's a cool thing. And I can tell you, when I was taking the matcha, I found myself being able to do so much more exercise than I normally would, without feeling exhausted, without feeling worn down, without feeling soreness or just no exhaustion. So I would be able to continue the exercise. Normally, if I jump roped, I'd be able to do like 100 or something, you know, and I feel tired afterwards. If I'm really pushing it 200, but really feel exhausted. When I did the matcha powder mixed in with like some juice, let me tell you, I did 500 jump ropes with no problem, back to back, only with like barely like what, 2-3 minute, 5-minute breaks in between each 100 set of jump roping. And at first I was just gonna do 100, but then I said, no, fear it, challenge yourself, you know, do 200. So I did 200, but then I was like, well, shoot, I did the 200 jump ropes and I feel fine. I'm not breathing heavy or anything like that, you know. And mind you, I have mild asthma, so I like to take natural things to help with the like bee pollen, stuff like that. But I wasn't taking bee pollen, it was just the matcha powder. And I did 200, then I did 300, then I said, well, shoot, what the heck, do 400. Then I saw, I said, 400, I'm invincible. So I said, I'm gonna do 500, and I did 500. And then I said, you know what, I could do so much more, but I'm gonna stop right here, because I said, I'm gonna feel this later on. And let me tell you, I didn't. I mean, I did, but not like how I should have. I should have been just having bed rest for like the next day or two. No, I felt a little bit of soreness, just a little bit, but I felt fine. And so that's the awesomeness of matcha green tea powder. And I started out with like just the 1 ounce sample bag that I got off of Amazon for like 10 bucks. And that lasted me for like, it lasted like 3 weeks or whatever. I just would only do like a half spoon instead of a full spoon. My friend, she recommended doing 2 spoons. I just feel like that was too much. So I started doing just a half spoon, just to see how my body would react to it and things like that. Now, you know, when I got to realize that I really love this stuff and it's great and it actually was helping me lose weight, I bumped up to the 3 ounce bag, the 3.5 ounce bag, for twice as much. It was like 20 bucks. Yes, it's very expensive, but I found it to be worth it. And I bumped up to doing a full spoon instead of a half spoon. So that's also a difference. And I really feel like I have seen the benefits. I have been reaping the benefits. I have went from wearing extra large to medium in my clothes, and I'm not lying. Clothes are falling off of me, and I'm literally having to toss clothes aside that I didn't even want to toss aside, and like buy new clothes in smaller sizes. And I just couldn't be more like excited. And the matcha didn't do it 100% by itself. The matcha gave me the energy and the stamina to do jump roping at least 2-3 times a week. And I didn't do 500, you know, every week. I did like maybe 200-300 jump ropes 2-3 different times a week or whatever. But the matcha powder gave me the stamina and the energy to do it. And that's really important if you're trying to actually lose weight. Is having the stamina and the energy to do it. Because if you don't, you're exhausted, then it's going to be a struggle, and that could be discouraging and whatnot. But it also boosts my metabolism. I was hungry quite often, but that meant my food was burning and the calories were burning, you know, like it was, my metabolism was up. So that was a wonderful thing. And like I said, I'm reaping the benefits. Now, one thing I will say is green tea naturally has caffeine in it, and it has about as much as a cup of coffee. So if you have any sensitivities to caffeine, then maybe do a half spoon like I started out doing, and then maybe bump up to a full spoon if that's what you feel comfortable doing. Some people do 2 spoons. I don't feel the need to do that. Only on occasions where I felt like I just really needed a boost to stay up really late at night or something like that. I haven't gotten any jitters from doing just the matcha green tea by itself with like some juice or something like that. But I have had an issue with where I drink a Coke that day and a coffee later on, and then do the matcha green tea maybe, and this is all within 2-3 hours with, you know, hours within each other, and they all have caffeine. And I did end up being jittery for that reason, but that was my fault because I forgot, hello, matcha, the green tea powder has its own natural caffeine in a really normal serious amount or whatever, just like a cup of coffee or whatever. But I love it. And what I do is I just make sure that I don't fool with other caffeinated products if I'm going to be doing the matcha green tea, because I don't want to get too much caffeine in my system and then end up jittery or anything like that. Now, if I skip drinking green tea for a few days, I do get headaches, but it's like it's not headaches, but it's like one headache for the day. And it's usually because it's a withdrawal from the caffeine that I'm used to getting from the matcha green tea, or from maybe drinking a cup of coffee or something like that. So that's the side effect of caffeine generally. And matcha has its own natural caffeine to it, because green tea, the plant itself, has its own natural caffeine. But like I said, if I just drink a cup of juice with my scoop of matcha mixed in with it every day, I'm fine. Doesn't bother me. Even if I skip a day, I'm fine. It's usually if I skip 2-3 days, but it doesn't bother me because, like I said, I'm seeing the benefits, the health benefits overall. Even in my, you know, my overall health, I feel like I'm seeing benefits. Now I want to talk about this. There's other powders out here that say they're green tea powder, but they may not necessarily be the same kind. There's matcha and then there's sancha. Me and my friend discovered, we bought this from a local farmer's market grocery store. This is imported, and this one happens to be more so sancha is what we discovered. And it has a totally different effect. The sancha The difference between sancha and matcha is matcha has been, the green tea plant has been grown in the shade. The sancha has been grown in the sun and processed in the sun and whatnot. And you better believe that's a big difference in how the plant is going to turn out in terms of its nutrients, its antioxidant power and whatnot. And my friend discovered drinking the sancha mixed in with her juice or whatever. She does hers with just water. I do mine with juice. She discovered when she did 2 scoops on empty stomach mixed in with water, she ended up feeling kind of high, as if she thought, you know, as if she had did weed, is what she was telling me. And she felt like, oh man, this is crazy. She enjoyed it. I refuse to do 2 scoops because I don't want to get high. You know what I'm saying? That's not me. But I did try a half scoop just to be on the safe side. And it doesn't taste the same as the matcha. I really like the taste of the matcha. The sancha has a little bit more of a bitter taste. The matcha has a little bit more of a natural sweet taste, but it's still essentially green tea taste. With the sancha, I felt very relaxed. Very relaxed. With this one, I felt very relaxed. But I didn't get the energy boost that I needed when it came down to doing exercise. I didn't have the stamina or the energy I needed to carry through. I just felt pretty much like I normally did and would be easily exhausted fast or whatever. So I don't recommend the sancha or any brand of green tea powder that you're not sure it's actually matcha if you're actually trying to use it for stamina, energy, and weight loss. Now, did this have any effect on weight loss? It may have, but I only took it for maybe like a couple of weeks until I could get more of my matcha to show up. So I was consistent with taking green tea powder. I was taking this one for like 3 weeks or so. I kind of tried to stretch it to 4 weeks, but 3 weeks essentially. And then I switched over to the sancha powder, green tea powder, when I ran out of the matcha green tea powder, until I could get my matcha, my new order of matcha to show up from Amazon. Then I switched back over to the matcha green tea powder because I like it so much better. And I just been very consistent with it, drinking it every day or every other day, but most of the time it's every day. Sometimes I run out of time and I'm too busy and I end up skipping that day, but most of the time it's every day. So I love this stuff, and I tend to mix mines with the Naked Green Machine smoothie juice because it tastes really good. And I'm also getting like all the other good stuff that's in the Naked juice, such as the spirulina, wheatgrass, kale, garlic, barley, ginger, parsley, apples, bananas, kiwi, mangoes, pineapple, alfalfa, spinach. That's a lot of really good stuff. And it tastes really good. This juice is really good. And I like mixing my matcha green tea powder in it. So that could be making it even more potent or whatever. Either way it goes, it's all healthy. I love it. And that is my review. And if there's any questions, feel free to ask me. I will be responding if you have any questions. Nothing else I could really think of that I could talk about with this powder, other than I know that people also like to cook with it. The one I have is a culinary grade. There is a ceremonial grade. It costs so much more. It costs twice as much. And I don't really feel like I need the ceremonial grade. I may try it one day, but I like the culinary grade. A lot of people like to put it on their ice cream, in their yogurt. They like to bake goodies with it and things like that. I just like to put in my juice or my smoothies and call it a day. Some people use it as a beauty regimen. They mix it with like oil and water and maybe a conditioner and put it on their hair. And some people mix it in with like some kind of oil and maybe avocado and things like that, and then they put it all over their face, or they'll just wet it and put it all over their face, and as a beauty regimen. I haven't done that yet. but I will maybe try it and do a different review on using matcha as a beauty regimen or whatever. But I will say my hair looks nice or whatever, my skin looks nice. So and I'm losing weight, so I feel good and I feel like I look good. So it's still a beauty regimen anyway, even if I'm not using it on my skin and my hair. Anyway, that's my review, and I have more reviews coming up on other products that I have tried.